Welcome, you guys. Thank you guys for being present. Now, it's been a very interesting time to be alive in this day and age. Basically, every day is like seeing historical events. You know, so yeah, it's historical events that are book worthy. That's all I'll say. Historical events that are book worthy. Hmm. So it's a good time to be writing if you're a writer, painting if you're a painter, making music if you're a musician. Um, we're gonna do a community message and then we'll do a fun free pop pick a card. Allow me to get what I need for this video, and I'll see you guys in just a moment. Well, I pause the video and then I press play to continue recording. So I have what I need. We're going to start with the community message. We're going to be using a beautiful deck of cards, inspiration cards, Reiki inspired, so we can have the proper energy to be balanced with the readings that have been coming up. We're blessed with the energy of discipline and purification. So this is a time period where people are learning to forgive themselves for self-sabotage. Where people are understanding that, feeling entitled or simply not wanting to be what was needed in that moment could have caused some backlash for those that they care about. So this is where people are forgiving themselves for reckless behavior, and this is why we have discipline. Because no matter what you feel, when you feel it, and how you feel it, you always must do what is going to be best for all long term, even if it hurts. And this is with the purification energy coming up. This is where forgiveness is required to do that. Because, you know, the great historical war leaders, if they told you how they learned discipline and why they were great at certain delegation skill sets, it wasn't because they were born with discipline. It's because they understood if they did not move in a disciplined manner, they would not be able to be of service as they wanted to be. So people who would like to be of service, they're learning to forgive themselves. And this will allow them to be of service in a manner that will not only benefit them, but everyone. Self forgiveness is required. So there could be someone who would like to reach out to you, but they may not reach out to you because the proper boundaries haven't been set, or there's been no open communication. So instead of them, being like forceful and calling and reaching out, they're simply learning to go with the flow and trust that if it's meant to be, it'll be. There could be someone that actually genuinely likes you and they would like to actually communicate with you. This is a channel message, but they're also learning that, from past relationships, since they lack discipline, things turn very ugly quickly. So they may be going very slow and steady with you because they actually feel that you are the one for them. So if you're not communicating, it's because they're learning how to recognize how they can self sabotage if they do not have discipline, and not take accountability for their actions. They don't want to push you away. And that's if that message resonates, awesome. If it doesn't, if you're like, I can't think of anyone, It doesn't have to be anything that's romantic. It can simply just be a friendship that has a healthy foundation. We're in a time period where people are seeking healthy interpersonal connections, and they understand that they have to be healthy in order to attract that. So, this is a good time period for self reflection and self mastery. Okay, so, oh, hold on. Dear Lord, I'm using my homemade cards to get more information. So, what's coming up here, and this is connected. I just saw angel number 555. If you saw it, put a star in the comment box. If this is connected to parental figures, um, guardian figures, and child care quality. And this is also pertaining to custody battles. If you're dealing with someone who tried to make you their fantasy person and exploited your vulnerabilities with your parental rights by betraying you in some manner so that your parental rights have negatively been impacted, they're aware that they could have harmed you due to some of them had sex addictions. I'm picking up on if you're co-parenting with someone who was very unfaithful and there was a lot of third party situations, they're being very mindful how to parent the child that you share instead of, having an emotional fit and then justifying the way they can basically burn bridges with good people, even if it's their children. If you have a child custody battle with someone who was infidelity filled due to a sex addiction, and they treated you like they're the person that they wanted you to be in a porn movie, but you weren't actually treated with love and respect. Well, they're becoming quite conscious of how they're parenting the children now. Now, this is not a time to say no one's going to know what happened or took place in this relationship. If there were some things that were hidden, this is not a time to say, "Oh, what's going to happen to this? What's going to happen to them?" This is a time to focus on yourself. There is a reason that the person that you could be co-parenting with, who is all of a sudden having a epiphany to be a better parent, it's because the way that they treated you has pushed their child away, and they can't control the child with emotional manipulation. So now they're trying to be a healthy parent for the child because they know if they try to do any more emotional manipulation, this would further push the child away. So, however it is that they have been mistreating you and utilizing the children in order to hurt you, has actually pushed the children away. Interesting. So now they're focused on repairing their relationship with the children instead of viewing you as a hypersexualized caregiver who they took for granted and felt they could continue doing so. This is a person I'm picking up who um, mixed sex with love. Hold on. All right. Y'all can hear me now. I hope the train sounds very soothing. some heavy energy. But this is a person who mixed sex with love. I feel the only time you truly got affection from them was if sex was involved. I feel if sex was not involved, you were emotionally neglected. And this person used sex to blind you to why they had you there. But you could have thought that it was love. If this is a person that you're co-parenting with, who you went no contact with, or who you rarely speak to because you understand how they operate, and children are involved, they're being very conscious to no longer push the children away. Whatever they did for quite some time, to the point that the bridges are got burned so bad that if it gets to the point where a relationship with the child is irreparable, this means there's been some things that need to be looked into. And if you have a person who has um, burned bridges with their own children, this right here, I'm going to keep it a buck with you. If they're having a change of heart, it's not because it's the right thing to do. It's because they understand that whatever they got comfortable with doing to you, they can't do to other people. Other people act different to them when they do to them what they did to you. This says you allowed and accepted things that you didn't have to accept. And this is why this parent thought they could get away with using the children as pawns. So, whoever they are with now, if they are with someone, they don't respond or react to things the way you were conditioned to react or respond, or the way the trauma that they caused you um, had you respond. They react completely different. This person would have tried to get you back. They would have said, every woman or man that I got with, they reminded me of you. So this person possibly was picking people who to date who reminded them of you. But what this person didn't take into consideration, and the reason this person did it, they wanted you to be jealous. They wanted you to think that you were the problem. This is some crazy shit. I'm getting from my own homemade cars, y'all. They wanted you to think that you were the problem, so that you would feel that you would not be a good match or fit for someone who actually would appreciate everything that you did. This person took you for granted. So they purposely chose people who reminded them of you. So hopefully you would find out about it and hear about it and think that you were the cause for the relationship issues. No, and though of course it takes two to play that game, they wanted you to take on the brunt of their shame and guilt for stepping outside of the relationship. They thought if you had a child with them, you would basically, never leave their side. But whatever they did was enough for you to, take on the stress of having the law involved. So your legal rights for parenting will be protected from this person's sabotage. Well, this person, whoever they're dealing with romantically, the people that remind them of you, they have single white female personality. Now, this is interesting because I'll tell you guys why this is interesting. If you were very healing for this person, they possibly thought that the person that they met who reminded them of you was very healing. only to discover this person wasn't actually healing. So they thought that they met, like, if you're a healer, they thought they met another healer. All right. Now, to basically end this particular, ooh, shit, this is some interesting shit. Portion of this community message. Um, this is a good time to do past life chakra balancing. I'll give you guys a couple of facts about that. It's very simple. If you notice that you have a habit of encountering certain personalities, this has to do with something from your past life. So you're being advised to change your perspective. If a reoccurring issue happens with multiple different types of people, this comes from something from a past life, and this is where your strength lies in. If you are able to, accept the difficulty and the growing pains of feeling, the raw emotions of dealing with certain difficult individuals on a consistent basis, this has something to do from a past life. So just simply, um, I don't exactly know the best way to start it because it's different for everybody, but past life chakra balancing will help you be able to, you know, um, stay zen when you're dealing with a particular consistent type of trigger, okay? And this could be something from a past life. So I guess we'll do, what are your triggers trying to tell you? And it's going to be a fun pick a card. What are your triggers telling you? Now, a lot of us, when we feel triggers, it can be very scary because when we feel triggers, um, the older we get in age, we have to be more mindful that we cannot react the way we once did as we were children. But at the same time, we're trying to figure out, I'm feeling the trigger. How do I continuously keep going and moving forward with the difficulties that I am currently facing when I feel a trigger? Well, honestly, I don't even know how to answer that question, but there's a reason that triggers are a gift. We have to find the silver lining in it. If I told you guys I get triggered so often, I've experienced a lot of abuse. Um, yeah, I'm not the only one who's experienced a lot of abuse, but I also have to be mindful that the abuse is not happening. And the fact that I have awareness of the abuse is a gift in itself. So when we do have triggers, you know, it's not a weakness for you to feel the vulnerabilities be expressed however it shows up. If you become aware that you're being triggered and you breathe through it, this can help you be able to process any discomfort that comes with the growing pains of triggers. Triggers aren't meant to stop you from what you're doing, they're meant to help you be able to understand that the path to success is being able to experience growing pains. So this is why we're going to do a fun 3 pound pick a card. What are your triggers telling you? All right. I'll see you guys at your pal or pals of choice. Thank you guys for being present. Love, peace, and happiness. Welcome, pal one. Thank you guys for being present. So let's find out, what are your triggers telling you? We're using the original tarot deck. Okay. Well, let's see, what are your triggers telling you? And then we'll also get some advice. we have the Ten of Swords. Now, even though it's in reverse, I'm going to cover from both sides of this card so that you guys can understand a bit, because this is a beautiful reading. I'll tell you guys why. We also have the Hanged Man here, okay? We also have the Ace of Cups, and we also have the Ace of Swords. So this is a very beautiful, powerful reading. Now, let's start with the Ten of Swords here. It is in reverse. However, this card can be a bit of a scary card for a lot of individuals when your triggers come up. Now, this is saying with these swords in his back, there's been a lot of betrayal, a lot of hidden secrets. Some people have went to the grave with some very dark secrets, okay? And with this is saying, with it being upright, any secrets of betrayal where someone wanted to go to the grave with it instead of, righting their wrongs, it's been exposed. So your triggers are telling you that anything anyone did behind your back, that they were willing to go to the grave with it, that's how horrible it was. It's been exposed. With the Hanged Man, your triggers are asking you to look at a new way of viewing the betrayal. Now, I'm not going to sit here and do false positivity with you and say, well, it made me stronger and that's all that counts. I'm going to say, it made me stronger. I'm still acknowledging that there's a lot that I don't know, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to know what happened in detail, but what I know now is enough. So the more that comes out, whatever you learn in that moment is enough. Do not, overdo it. Don't sit there and, okay, I got a bit of information. I need more information. No, the information will come at the right time, because the kind of secrets that are being exposed that some people are willing to take to the grave, they did not want whatever they did to come out. It's enough to, it was enough for them to do everything they could for you not to know what even took place. I'm picking up on the type of people who wanted you to think that they were there for your best interest. They were willing to convince you that they had your back, but at the same time, they were willing to take things to a level that they would not want to happen to them. Now, whew, we're out of that energy. The Ace of Cups and the Ace of Swords is saying that while you will be catching awareness of some secrets that are being exposed, that need to be exposed, because if these people are willing to take certain things to a grave of the nature that's coming out, they would not have only have done this to you, they could have done this to other people, and a lot of other people could have felt oppressed by what they were doing. So these secrets coming out is going to best benefit everyone involved with whoever they're connected to, because these people, if it's like they would be disturbed spirits, they would be evil spirits, people who are willing to take things to the grave that need to come out so justice can happen. They're the type of people that they'll ask for something and get it and not take it and not appreciate it. These are the people who you could put a warning sign that, hey, this will happen if you do this. And they'll say, no, it won't happen to me. And they'll go and do something and it will happen. And they'll try to get out of it and try to, basically outrun consequences. So with this Ace of Swords, with this truth coming out here, you're going to be blessed with love in all its forms, because you're going to be giving yourself that self-love first and foremost. You can't go out there expecting, I'm tired, give me love. No. When you're tired, How do you give yourself love? You allow yourself to rest. And if you have to work while you're seeking rest, then you make sure your work schedule best benefits your overall health. You're being asked to put your health first, and this is going to attract to you all types of love in all its forms. This will allow you to have a peace of mind as the reality of the betrayals that have taken place behind your back come out. Now let's get you guys some advice. That's what your triggers are have been telling you guys, pile one. We're blessed with the Queen of Spades, Four of Hearts, and Nine of Hearts. All right. I believe your advice for when you're triggered, pile one, focus on your end goal instead of focusing on the obstacles that lay in your path. You wouldn't be given such heavy obstacles, pile one, if you were not if you were not prepared for it. So when you are seeing obstacles, and if the obstacles seem heavy, it's because you're close to whatever it is that you really care about. To you're close to I'm trying to find a way to describe it. Whatever is important to you that you're going after, you're close to it. And a new perspective is needed. So when you're dealing with the consistent challenges, simply say thank you. Thank you for these challenges. Thank you for the strength that these challenges are blessing me with. And I will keep going. That's enough to help you get through. All right, pile one, we're going to cleanse the energy. And thank you guys for trusting me with your reading. Thank you. So, welcome, pal two. What are your triggers telling you? Now, the beautiful thing is, I felt very calm with your pal. So, and I looked at my ankh with an amethyst on it. So, I don't know, pal one, if you guys study ancient practices or if you guys are into crystals. But you guys could have that. So if you have that calm effect taking place when triggers are communicating with you, what are your triggers telling you, pal two? All right, these cards jumped out. All right, pal two. Thank you guys for being present. Thank you guys for the good job on maintaining high vibrational energy. All right. We have the two of wands with the supported by the Queen of Swords plus the Ace of Pentacles. All right, so this says steady income. Expect steady income. Here's why. With the Queen of Swords, you can still be a masculine and things of that nature in this energy. But this isn't anything against your manhood. This is just simply saying the aspect of the yin and yang. But remember the era when women became well known for being business savvy CEOs? Well, that's the energy that's taking place right now. So it's kind of like people are taking charge of their careers. So, pile two, your triggers are telling you that you're taking charge of your own life. That means you're cutting out anything that does not serve you. The Queen of Swords is quick to say, look, fair is fair. If you want to convince me that wrong is right and right is wrong, fair is fair. So the Queen of Swords, I feel like you guys are cutting out anything that no longer serves you. And this is why you're going to have stable income. And anyone who has unstable income is going to see that the fact that they're having instability, even if it's in their personal relationships, they're having that instability because they're allowing and accepting any and everything. These could be the people who may grumble when you set boundaries with them. But yet they always see that you benefit well because you set boundaries. The only reason they grumble if you set boundaries with them, is because they get a high off of wearing and tearing down on your boundaries. So with the Queen of Swords here, your triggers are just simply saying, keep your boundaries strong because these people see that you have something, whatever it is you're doing, that's going to stand the test of time. And they don't want to see it happen. However, they're going to start understanding why it is that you do not keep anything around you that will negatively impact your financial foundation. This is where anyone who's been going behind your back, trying to initiate gossip with you, is going to be cutting off anyone that is negatively impacting their financial foundation. If it's friends, if it's family that they've known for years, if they take an inventory and say, every time you come around, there's instability. Now, these are my responsibilities, and I cannot afford my responsibilities if you keep bringing this shit around. I don't have to deal with this shit when you ain't here. Now, logically, if they did the math, this is how much more money I could have with a happy husband or happy wife and children if such and such was not in my life. Oh shit, that's a lot of money. Oh shit. Now this is how much money I have had. And it's not that I'm blaming my money problems all on them. This is what I'm allowing. Whatever I'm allowing is the issue. But they're taking advantage of this. This is how much money I've actually accrued due to my own toxic shit and allowing their toxicity. Oh shit, I see why I'm in debt. So this is where you're going to have people saying, look, I don't care if you my brother. I don't care if you my mother. You got to go. I don't care if you the husband that we should have stayed together. You got to go. This is your triggers are telling you that because you're having firm boundaries, you ain't gonna have to worry about money. And anybody that's been trying to get you to lower your boundaries and basically erode away at your boundaries, they gonna wish they had started practicing boundaries when it wasn't so difficult for people to respect your boundaries. In the upcoming time, those who have a strong reputation of strong boundaries will not be fucked with. Those who, were sneering and jeering at you for not allowing them to be able to use, abuse, and exploit you, they're going to wish they had started practicing boundaries instead of trying to erode away at your boundaries, pal, too. That's something your triggers are telling you. Now, with the Three of Hearts, we can have this upside. We can have, this is in reverse right now. I'm going to tell you the message from the upright position. Recognize how the cycles of betrayal that has occurred to you. Okay, if you're a very sensitive, highly sensitive individual, if you're empathic, Recognize the cycles of betrayal. If you're one of those people who say, this always happens to me this way, it's because there's a cycle that you could be repeating. Okay? All right? And when you recognize it, just be proactive about it, you know, and be patient with yourself as you understand that change doesn't happen overnight. This way, if people try to, betray you, it's going to expose them if they try to betray you in a new way. It's going to expose their motivation. Why would these people be going out of their way to betray someone? So anyone who's been trying to betray you, they're going to be exposed. That's also something that your triggers are telling you. And we also have the Fool card, and we also have the Nine of Cups. Supported here, we also have the Emperor and Judgment. Now, and the last card I'll show you for this one is the Four of Pentacles. This is saying that healthy masculine energy is aware of the financial crisis or status of their external environment. These could be, masculines that are very naturally stylish, but they could be rebudgeting and saying, look, even though I do like to do certain things, logically, long term, this will have me in debt, and this will attract people who will accrue more debt. So, healthy men are saying, look, if you try to cause conflict with me because I'm wisely spending my money instead of trying to attract more money to get out of debt, but I keep myself in debt by looking as if I have more money than I have, well, I will sit here and let you call me cheap. I'm picking up on someone, a masculine energy, who could have had a female call them cheap because they weren't able to exploit this person. You could know this person. Now with this nine of oh with this nine of hearts, no, nine of cups, and the Fool here, this could be I'm picking up on a masculine energy that could have female energy saying they're cheap, or just basically, trying to downplay their value, only simply because they want passion with them. So they want, a masculine energy to appear unappealing and undesirable so they can basically isolate that person. That's some weird ass shit. And you could know somebody who's aware of that shit. So they basically like, look, this what makes me happy. And what you're asking me to do is gonna keep me from being happy. So that changes shit up on some people to get rid of some toxic people who just, it's like, if they're like, if I can't have you, no one else can have you. And it's like, wait, even if a masculine could have been intimate with a certain person or certain people, the fact that they're respecting themselves now has certain females basically trying to make a certain masculine like appear unappealing. But what's funny is the masculine doesn't care, and it's obvious that the females are simply fiending. So you could know somebody who knows, you could know somebody in this situation, and with the nine of cups here, supported by the three of swords in reverse, with the five of cups in reverse, this says here that this person uh appreciates that you are mature when you're not feeling at your highest emotionally, and they like that you do not accept betrayal around you, and this makes you their wish fulfillment. And I'll tell you guys why. Because they like to be able to feel safe in their own emotions, and they like to develop trust, and they want to see how far trust can go. So this is a person that is serious about trust, and they like to build foundations of friendship with people that are trustworthy. Okay, so let's get you, and that's, yeah, something you could be connected to someone of that nature. You may not be aware of it, but they could appreciate you because they understand that if they were intimate with you, you wouldn't use that as an excuse to violate their boundaries. They know that if you were intimate, that if you guys said, "Hey, let's go our separate ways," they know that you would be mature, even if you both did develop feelings for each other. So that's something you could have a connection to someone who is just, downsizing. Now, here's some advice for you guys. We have the three of spades in reverse, I believe, and the nine of spades upright. You're being asked to simply face your fears. So, whatever your biggest fear is, journal about it. Um, you could even write the the belief systems you have connected to it, and ask your spiritual team and guardian angels to help you face these fears, and they'll be there to help you guys with that. And that's messages from What Are Your Triggers Telling You? I hope you guys enjoyed it. Have a good day. I'll cleanse the energy. So, welcome, Pal 3. We're going to do something different for you guys. We're going to use my homemade deck of cards. It's like, I don't know. My homemade deck of cards has like a horror theme park with a little bit of Star Wars type shit with like craft type feels to it. So the fact that I'm using this deck of cards, um, you guys must be very creative. Okay, the messages I've been channeling have been historical. So you guys could also be um, into the occult. Hold on, an emergency's happening. Mm. So someone that you know may be experiencing an emergency. Let's find out. I know somebody is saying, "I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry." Okay, so yeah. Triggers, what your triggers telling you? Okay. So somebody who hypersexualized you wants to apologize for making you uncomfortable. They're getting a dose of reality of what it's like to try to force someone into being their fantasy woman or man. Okay, I'm picking up on someone who was very controlling. Um, they possibly abused and exploited makeup sex. They could have abused and exploited it so much to the point you didn't feel you were worthy of fidelity. um and you possibly felt more lonely than they made it look like in public. In public it could have looked like you guys were the ideal couple, but they could have been into infidelity to the point where you felt very lonely. And when it came time to actually discuss, the things that can solidify a healthy couple's foundation, they didn't give that to you. So an emergency could be happening for someone who possibly abused makeup sex. someone who tried to force you to become their ideal person, to the point that, you had to understand that what they want was not best for you, even though you could have, you know um been emotionally deeply connected to them. Their ambitions didn't actually support both of you guys. It only supported them. Ooh, so I feel like you guys had to learn how to discipline yourselves, because if you have someone abusing and exploiting makeup sex, I'm gonna keep it a buck with y'all. This means you letting any and everything happen, and this is where you gotta take accountability. And I'm speaking from experience. I had an ex of mine who would abuse and exploit makeup sex to the point I thought I was the whole fucking problem, y'all. Well, when you've been conditioned that makeup sex is the equivalent of a happy, healthy relationship, and you're begging for makeup sex, and I'm speaking from experience, y'all. I was at a place where I was like, what the hell is going on? I had no idea that there was so much cheating going on, and this is just from my personal experience. I didn't respect myself. I was desperate. I didn't have any discipline. And I had discipline, but I didn't have discipline that I needed in relationships that were romantically involved. Now, this relationship helped me develop a discipline for relationships so that they can be healthy. So this is just my personal experience. But you could have dealt with someone who who was stepping out on you guys, and they try to make you they projected the infidelity onto you guys. So this is coming up that this person could be experiencing some uncomfortability. Now, we're going to bless you guys with a high vibrational positive affirmation so that you guys can release yourselves from that programming that person tried to that person wanted you to believe that you would be considered problematic for someone else if you got with them. But literally they were problematic because they let their ambitions get so egotistical. They were willing to convince you to give up on your purpose in life just so that they could get their ambitions out the way. This is a person who said, I'm sorry. You could have possibly forgiven them for so much, to the point that they thought they could get away with pure murder with you guys. Okay, you could have been sexually active with these people. So this person is having some uncomfortability. Now we're gonna cleanse the energy. Close your eyes and receive this high vibrational positive affirmation so that you can understand that you do not deserve selfish romantic relationships. I am worthy of a fidelity, loyal, healthy love connection. I am worthy of a fidelity, loyal, healthy love connection. I am worthy of a fidelity, loyal, healthy love connection. So yeah, so basically your triggers are telling you guys that somebody who fucked you guys over, they're getting karma back. Whatever they did to you is happening to them. Now they've met their match. Now let's look at this other deck of cards. We have the Page of Pentacles, the Knight of Cups, and the Six of Pentacles. All right. Um let's anyway, there's some interesting messages coming up in these piles, y'all. Okay, anyway, we have with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Pentacles here. Your triggers are telling you you will be receiving healthy emotional support. Let's see, I was going to say emotional support, but I had to keep it healthy emotional support. Healthy emotional support. Let's put this out here. With the Knight of Cups here, there's nothing wrong with someone who's naturally charming, but a lot of us do not have the discernment about how to recognize actual genuine charm from manipulation charm. So this is saying that you will be blessed with genuine healthy emotional support, and also financially expect your finances to change with the Six of Pentacles and the Tower, and this will happen when you least expect it. Okay, whatever you're doing, it's helping out a lot of people. Okay, with the Star here and the Page of Pentacles, it's kind of you ever niche businesses, you know how people will pay money to get massages done, or people will pay to get, you know, custom made jewelry. Whatever it is you guys are doing, you guys are going to be blessed. And I got roaches in my house, y'all. It is what it is. For now, I'm getting these roaches out. Anyway, you will be blessed with the financial support that you need, because it's giving back in a way where it's inspiring people that they can do something that they love too. All right? You will be receiving it. Now, that's messages from What Are Your Triggers telling you. And let's get you guys a little bit of a piece of advice. We have the Jack of Diamonds with eight, the Ace of Wands here in reverse. So what this is telling me is anyone who has tried to emotionally manipulate you in order to have sex with you, if they convinced you that you had to give them something for you to be considered worthy, just to even be able to receive affection in any form from them, even if it was emotional affection, if they purposely withheld affection from you, if they tried to control you by only giving you affection only when it best served them, if they took advantage and exploited your affection, they're starting to understand that they basically complicated their own lives. And that's all I'm gonna say about that. It's like it's like you had crooks who steal affection, basically con affectionate people out of their affection. Let's just say anyone who took advantage of your naturally affectionate nature and try to get something from you, and if someone tried to get something from them the way that they try to get things from you, they're going to be very mindful that what goes around comes around. It was fun at first dishing out emotional manipulation until they tried to. Whoever fucked you over, whoever emotionally manipulated you, is trying to figure out how to keep their mental sanity, because somebody is going to emotionally manipulate them, or it's already happening. Pray, simply continue to forgive them, and this will make it so that person will never be able to get access to you. If you forgive someone that you used to have resentment for, if they try to retaliate against you with the law, they're going to expose themselves. The lack of self-discipline, the lack of self-awareness, the lack of self-control, all that's going to get them exposed. So someone who tried to harm you with emotional manipulation is going to get exposed, because their breaking point is going to be when they're emotionally manipulated as bad as they manipulated you. Now let's cleanse the energy. And thank you guys for trusting me with your reading.